Good morning everyone, myself Dr. Abhay Bharadwaj. Today we are going to deal with this topic, conformational isomerism in cyclohexane. So before discussing the conformational isomerism of cyclohexane, first we should know about what do you mean by conformational isomerism. So the conformational isomerism is that kind of isomerism where the specific bond rotation in between the carbon generally generate the number of isomeric form, and these isomeric form are known as conformers. Okay, we can understand that thing with the help of this pictorial representation. There is a specific posture of a person who have been visible over here. In first case it is just pulling their leg, in next case it is just going inward, and in last case it is totally flipped. So all three conformations, all three pictures are different here, but that is a same picture of a single person. So the particular person is conforming itself with their posture where that person is feeling maximally comfortable. So dear student, it is very much similar with our molecule. Our molecule also make their bonds, also change their positions in that particular position where it will releases minimum energy, where it will expense minimum energy. So in which portion, in which is particular structure where the molecule is conforming itself, it is simply known as the conformer of the molecule. Here in this topic of conformational isomer of cyclohexane, we have to discuss the conformational analysis of cyclic molecule. So before starting this topic, I just want to clear about what do you mean by cyclic compound or cyclic molecules. So dear student, the cyclic molecule, it's a kind of periphery molecule where a cycle like representation will be covered. Means each and every carbon will be connected to each other. There is no any open structure will form. All the structure will be formed in a cycle. So a cyclic compound or the ring compound, you can see the different ring which are present into this diagram. So the cyclic compound or the ring compound in terms for a compound in the field of chemistry in which one or more series of atoms in a compound are connected to form a ring. Means it could be contain minimum 3 carbon, and that particular cyclic structure can be go up to 7 or 8 carbon, but all will form a ring just with the help of these peripheries. So the cyclic structures generally have the hexagon shape, then a pentagon shape, a square shape, a triangle shape as per the presence of atom inside the cyclic molecule. So that was the whole about the cyclic structure. But if the cyclic structure is exist over there, so definitely some strain will also be there. Then again, what do you mean by strain, or what do you mean by ring strain? So we have some forces, or we can say there are some forces which will generally work against the ring structure or cyclic structure. They always want the ring should be distort from any end. So definitely to minimize such type of force activity, rings generally apply energy. So if ring will apply the energy over there, then again the ring will be destabilized. So ring will be confirm itself in that particular position where it will expense or where it will liberate minimum energy. So that particular conformation of the ring will be maximum stable, where the energy consumption will be very less. So we have the three type of common strain which will generally distort the ring structure, or it will generally create some difficulty to exist or to maintain the ring structure of the molecule. The first one is transannular strain. It is defined as a crowding of the two group which is present on the ring. So dear student, you can see there is a cyclohexane ring into the structure, and the two bulkier group which are present into nearby vicinity. So these both methyl group are showing steric repulsion. That's why it is creating a strain on the overall ring. And just because of this repulsion, that ring can be open and it will loses their cyclic character. The another strain is eclipsing strain. It is also coming through the specific form, that is eclipse form, and that eclipse form are that particular form of the molecule where the maximum steric strain will be exerted. Okay, so we can say that we can pronounce that strain with the another name, that is torsional strain, and it is a molecular strain due to the bonding interactions between two eclipse atom or the group. Means if two atoms are present inside the molecule, like cyclic structure generally have the two atoms in their frontal vision and another two atom in their backside vision. So basically the specific groups or specific substituent which are forming this eclipse form, then it can create a specific kind of dihedral strain over there, torsional strain over there, as well as eclipsing strain over there. The third and last type of strain is bond angle strain, and that strain are generally occur just because of the change in the ideal bond angle of the existing ring. So if we will think about these carbon which are present inside this cyclobutane, cyclopropane, as well as cyclopentane structure, these all carbons are sp3 hybridized. Okay, then just because of this sp3 hybridization, the exact ideal angle is 109, but as per the structure of these cyclic ring, the cyclopentane is showing 108 degree, then cyclobutane is showing 90 degree, and cyclopropane is showing 60 degree from the original angle, which is coming maximum in case of cyclopropane and coming very least in case of cyclopentane. So if the original angle or bond angle is going to maximally deviate, then the bond angle strain will be maximum on the ring. So you can see the cyclopropane are generally bearing the maximum bond angle strain, whereas cyclopentane is bearing the least strain just because of the least deviation from the original bond angle. Now the conformation of cyclohexane. So here we can see the structure of cyclohexane where the 6 carbon are present inside the structure and it is forming a hexagon structure. Dear student, that is the planar structure of the molecule where all the carbon are sp3 hybridized, and the ideal angle of sp3 hybridized carbon is 109.5 degree, because it generally follows the tetrahedral shape over there. per their conformation of cyclohexane, the cyclohexanes are generally attain several conformation which are as following. First one is chair, another one is boat conformation, third one is twisted boat, and last one is half chair conformation. Now we are coming on the conformational analysis, where we will predicting or find which form of the cyclohexane conformer is maximally stable. So in the first point, we are just considering the energy consumption calculation of all the conformers of cyclohexane. Okay, so you can see the chair form, which is consuming the 0 kilocalorie energy in their formation, whereas the half chair form is consuming the maximum energy, that is around 10.5 kilocalorie over here. The another boat form, it requires around 6 kilocalorie energy in their formation, and the twisted boat, it requires around 5 kilocalorie energy in their formation. So as per the energy calculation, the chair form requires the 0 kilocalorie and the half chair requires around 10.5. So the half chair form is the maximally unstable form because it is consuming maximum energy for their existence, and the chair form is highly stable form of cyclohexane because it contains the least energy or 0 energy in their existence. The second point, at room temperature, cyclohexane molecule remains in the chair conformer. Means we generally procure our chemical into the room temperature, then the chair conformers are generally present over there, so we can say the chair conformation of the cyclohexane is maximally stable. As per the third point, all the CC single bond and hydrogen carbon single bonds in the chain conformation are 109.5. So dear student, we know very well all the carbon adjacent bond are sp3 hybridized in the structure of cyclohexane. Same the carbon hydrogen bonds are also sp3 hybridized. So the bond angle which are exact near to the ideal angle of tetrahedral sp3 shape, that's why there will be no any kind of application of angle strain in chair conformation. As per the last point of the conformational analysis, in addition, it has no torsional or eclipse strain because all CH bonds are staggered, similar to staggered form of ethane. So it is a simple staggered form of ethane where all hydrogen of frontal and back carbon is showing 60-degree angle. That's why that form is staggered and it is highly stable in case of ethane. Now we are comparing the same staggered of ethane with the cyclohexane. So here we have to consider carbon number 4, this one, and carbon number 5, same carbon number 2 and carbon number 1. So in both of the carbon of front side and back side, the same staggered conformation will be obtained here, which will show no any kind of torsional as well as eclipse strain. Finally, we can say the chair conformation of the cyclohexane is maximally stable because it is maximally devoid from torsional, eclipse, bond angle strain and other strains. So that is whole about the conformational analysis of cyclohexane. Hope this lecture will help you. Thanks.